Today we're taking a look at one of the coolest crossovers in history. This is the Nintendo Sega Pico Pikachu edition. But how did this come to be? Who's it even made for? And most importantly, is it fun? Let's dig in.
Let's go!
It's no secret that there was a ton of brand rivalry between Nintendo and Sega in the mid-90s. Nintendo held on very closely to their IPs, and this included Pokemon, which makes it all the more surprising that we would eventually get Pokemon games on a Sega home console. Well, sort of. Let me introduce you to the Sega Pico. This was released in Japan as an educational system for kids, and has a whole slew of games. They mostly come on these little book cartridge things, but I'm getting ahead of myself. I've actually never played this thing before, and I wanted to take you guys with me so we could experience it together. So let's see how exactly this works. And just like that, we have power. The first thing I noticed is that although the console has buttons, they didn't seem to do anything. At least not with this game. And drawing on the little touchpad didn't seem to do anything either. It turns out that this book attached to the cartridge is actually a stage selector, and you have to flip to whatever page you want to play to begin. Once you're there, choose the character you want to practice writing, and you're good to go. Now, as far as I could see, these were all Japanese characters. And each page throws the cast into a new situation where they need your help. Each story focuses on writing characters, but this actually isn't the only game in the series. There's a number of other ones that focus on counting, memory training, you name it. I still think it's pretty incredible that this thing even exists. But as for why? Well, unfortunately in my research I haven't really been able to find an answer. Only that Sega and Pokemon worked together to create this sometime in the early 90s. As far as I know, it's the only special edition Pico to ever come out, and as I mentioned earlier, it was only in Japan. The regular Sega Pico console actually did get a release in North America, but it was not very popular and never got an update. The Sega Pico Bina, however, was released in Japan a few years later and actually came with even more Pokemon games. Now, is this console fun? Absolutely. It's a really cool blast from the past, and especially if you can understand a little bit of Japanese, it's actually a lot of fun to practice. This thing may have originally been made for kids, but I could see it being a pretty cool collector's item nowadays. That being said, if you just want to try the Pico, the regular Sega Pico, those things are on sale for just a few dollars. So you can definitely get the same gameplay without actually owning this specific model if you want to try them out. As for me, I'm happy to place it in my own personal collection for the time being, if nothing else. Alright, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.